Hi, I'm Alan '08, and I'm going to do a review of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 13, Episode 13. And it picks up at the tail end of last episode where the ladies are preparing to pack for their trip to Spain, Barcelona, Spain, to be exact. Dorit is talking to PK via FaceTime. PK is all the way in London for only God knows what. And then we get to Sutton, and Abby is helping Sutton's pack for Spain. And I was honestly wondering if he was going to be accompanying her to Spain, but apparently he's not. Sutton says that she's not bringing him along because she's bringing Noel, who is part of her glam squad, and Merce Cunningham, who as Sutton said, he's like a respected dancer that Sutton worked with in the 90s when she was a dancer in her 20s. And apparently he's a very respected dancer because he worked with a variety of people, like regardless whether they're like dancer, actress, actor, musician, or artist of any kind. So, let's see. And Sutton asked if Abby could get Merce's ashes, to which Abby is reluctant to do. She said that she has to pack the ashes but first figure out in what venue the ashes will be put in, because for now they're in a Ziploc bag. And I was just thinking, there were no urns available for the ashes to be put in. Like, where was this done? I'm just a little curious because I've never seen ashes being packed in something like a Ziploc bag. But, what do I know, right? Anyways, Sutton says that she's had the ashes for up to 12 years and she wants to release them in a significant place. Let's see. And now they're off to an airport. Crystal and Erica are the first to arrive. Oh, Crystal, Erica, and Annemarie are the first to arrive. And then Erica whispers to Crystal to not be judgy when she saw Annemarie. Crystal says that the trip to Spain should be a great restart for all of them, and there's nothing sangria can't fix. But per what we saw in the preview for this very episode, doesn't look like that'll be happening, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see. And Erica notes that everything seems to be beginning on a good note because everybody's greeting each other, giving air kisses, complimenting each other and all that. And then Garcelle arrives. Wait. Garcelle arrives, but before that, Crystal and Annemarie seem to be playing nice with each other for now. Garcelle says that she's never been to Spain, but looks forward to the food, culture, and especially the men there. And after that, Dorit and Sutton are the next to arrive, and then Kyle. After all the personal videos of the ladies on the plane, showing their fashion choices and whatnot, 12 hours later, the ladies have landed in Barcelona, and they take a sprinter van to the house where they'll be staying in. The house that they'll be staying in is called Sitges. It's spelled Sitges. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. And it was one of the first places that Merce Cunningham himself performed with his dance company. And I'm starting to see why Sutton brought these ashes along. Like maybe she wants to bury the ashes somewhere near the very house or very place that they'll be staying in and that his dance company was at. That's just my theory. And on the way to the house, Sutton introduces another card game. These ladies and their card games. And at the end, the winner is offered a prize. And the name of this game is called All of a Sudden, a play on the name Sutton, but uses Sutton instead. The questions include the name of Sutton's cats, her father's name, her first job in New York City, the name of her middle child, and a second car that's not a Bentley. But at the question of the first job in New York City, Kyle says stripper, which very much sounds like snark to me. Like, I don't know. It's just I just don't trust that she's just joking with Sutton per what transpired between those two episodes past. So, and it turns out Erica is the winner of that card game, and Sutton thought Garcelle would be the winner considering they talk almost every day, and all the time. And Garcelle defends that, yeah, I'm her best friend and all, but I don't have to know everything about her. Like, I don't know everything there is to know about Sutton. And Erica says that she knew all the answers and wonders who's a better friend to Sutton between her and Garcelle. And they finally make it to the house. And I have to say, like, on the inside, it's a very nice looking house. I mean, everything's put together. The rooms are sizable. Great views. And Erica points out, in jest of course, about Kyle's drink of choice, which was a Shirley Temple drink, which is non-alcoholic. And the host tells the lady about the Villa Catalina, which is the house they're staying in, and its history. The host is about to add a specific tidbit about the house, but Erica just interrupts and says that it's haunted, right? That's what you're going to say? Even if that was what she's going to say, you could have at least let her finish, Erica. Okay? Come on. And Erica says that she has the ability to smell different spirits. And by now, the ladies are pretty much spooked after hearing that the house is could be haunted, I mean. Annemarie says that everybody knows what happens to black people in horror movies, and they're always the first ones to go. Garcelle says that between her and Annemarie, she hopes that Annemarie will be the first to go. Snark, but Annemarie deserves it. The ladies pick their rooms and see more of the house. Dorit's closet collapsed on the floor. Like, my Chanel does not fall on the floor. And then someone jokes that maybe it's the curse of the little people. And first of all, Dorit, nobody cares about your wardrobe, okay? Shut it. Dorit and Kyle unpack the suitcase of clothes, and Dorit notices the different clothing choices that Kyle packed, which is a lot of leather, and I guess that's supposed to be another sign of Kyle changing up. And Dorit says that she's not even sure who Kyle is anymore per the different clothing choices, and wonders if Kyle's looking for her next husband while they're in Spain. The ladies are glamming up for dinner. If they don't do anything else, they're gonna show up and glam, whether it's just downstairs to dinner, to go shopping, at an event, or just to mainly look around, venture around the city. If they do nothing else, they're gonna glam up. Sun and Crystal are going down the stairs, and they hear somebody singing and someone playing an instrument. Sutton says that as much as she loves strong drinks, she doesn't partake in a lot. Garcelle says that she does not fool with ghosts, Ouija boards, or spirits, and I don't blame her. And furthermore, per her confessional, Garcelle explains that as a Haitian woman, where she knows a lot about voodoo and witchcraft. And where she comes from, she has heard stories about a funeral having an open casket, and the person in said open casket turned into a goat. And there was another time she would hear drums in the middle of the night, and she was ordered to not look outside so that nobody would want her to see anything going on outside. So because of all of that, she believes that all the whole spirits, ghosts, and all that is real, and she does not want anything to do with that. Crystal knows that it's already 11 p.m. and she and Sutton are still the only ones out. And Crystal says that Kyle is on the floor, still in her robe, figuring out what she's going to wear. Garcelle and Annemarie then join Crystal and Sutton, and soon after that, Dorit arrives, then Erica, and then finally, Kyle joins the rest of the ladies. I'm just glad she found something to wear, even if something simple as a dress. And the cute male chef named Storm greets them, and Garcelle is immediately smitten by him. And I think so is Erica. I mean, he's okay. Nothing for me to get wet in the pants for. Yeah. And via confessional, Garcelle says Storm can feel free to rain all over her. Well, somebody's enamored. Chill out, Garcelle. It's just your first night there, okay? And she asks if Storm will be there to cook for them the whole time they're there. And then Storm says that yes, he will be there during the week that they're there. And then this is when Garcelle offers to tag team Storm with Erica, who agrees anytime you want. Okay. I'm just saying, like, even though I don't really care for Erica like that, it's really sweet to see Garcelle and Erica getting along well, even if it's over tag teaming over a cute guy that they like. I mean, it's just great to see, I have to say. And then Erica adds that Garcelle can take him first and Erica can take him second. Okay. Garcelle is growing more and more enamored with Storm because not only can he cook, but he has a cute Spanish accent. I mean, go for it, Garcelle. Go ahead. You're on vacation. And Erica says the place is much better now with Storm here. Well, yeah. Especially if he could stir up a little something, but yeah. The ladies then go and eat dinner. And during this dinner, more is served than the food in the main course. Erica says that all she cares about in the place is the hot chef. Wait till after dinner, sweetheart. You're about to eat, okay? Annemarie suggests checking for a ring on his finger, and Erica says, Annemarie, don't rain on my parade, all right? Let me have my fantasy. And Sutton brings a special guest to dinner, which is Merce Cunningham, in ash form. Kyle is giving snarky remarks regarding the ashes in a Ziploc bag. I have to say, Kyle and her snarky remarks are just beyond getting on my nerves. But then again, all of the other ladies are also perplexed to see Merce Cunningham in a Ziploc bag. And I understand why, because, like, you know, what place would have someone's ashes in a bag? Like, or in a measly Ziploc bag? Kyle would prefer a more sophisticated bag, like a Birkin, at least. Erica feels like a loser for not knowing who Merce Cunningham was. And she was made to feel even worse when her friend Mikey scolded her for not knowing. So it's like, I mean, don't feel bad, Erica. I mean, I didn't know who Merce Cunningham was either until this episode. So, but then again, I don't have a friend to check me on that, so. Erica asks how Sutton knows him, and Sutton tells them how, you know, she was a dancer at his company during the 90s. And she worked for him as a studio manager, and from there they became closer than just, you know, employer and employee. They became close friends. And when Sutton's father died, Merce was the first one to contact her to check on her, or just to talk to her. And he's one of the people that does not mind her quirkiness and does not consider her weird. So yeah, I can definitely see why she feels very close with him, because he was the one that accepted her for who she was, and that must have meant a whole lot to her. And once again, enter Storm. He serves the food amongst something else I'm sure he didn't mean to. And they talk about the salmon and the ham and cheese and how it's the best in the world. Like, the salmon is so delicious, it melts, bursts in your mouth. That's Erica's word of choice, bursts in the mouth. And it's just so yummy. And it just kind of reminds me when, like, the way the ladies are seeing Storm serve up the goods. It's kind of like how guys act when they see, like, a very attractive girl, and no matter what she says or does, it's like the best thing that they've ever seen or heard in their life. So, It just kind of reminds me of that from what I've heard. And Annemarie takes it much further and calls it creamy. And Crystal just laughs in a what is going on here type of way. And Kyle says she likes when she's going to other countries and that they eat what is served there. And Kyle, I have to say, I agree with you on that, because when I go to another country, I want to eat what they eat. Like, if I really wanted fast food places like KFC, Burger King, McDonald's, or whatever, I'll have it in America, and I'll even eat stuff like that on a daily. So, if I'm going to another country, I want to eat what they eat because I want that experience. I mean, why not? That's part of the traveling experience, so why not go for it? Okay, let's see. Let's see. And that whole, they could have dwelled more into the whole, like, what other countries would you like to go to experience the culture, the food, and whatever else. They could have a good conversation regarding that. However, Anne-Marie decides to interrupt to address the elephant in the room. Anne-Marie talks about what happened the weekend prior, which involves her argument with Sutton and with Crystal, and she apologizes for her part. She announces that she and Sutton talked about it and hopes that she can be in a better place with Sutton. And Sutton says that she is fine with the esophagus thing, which I doubt, because you weren't fine with it when you were arguing with her over it. And you had every right to stand up for yourself regarding that, because she was getting into your business, especially because she doesn't know you. So, like, let's not, make it something that it's not, because you were not fine with it. But anyways, her actual problem was when Anne-Marie considered her lonely and insecure. And Pearl, what is shown, it looks like it was it like a deleted scene, or maybe I missed something? Anyway, Sutton did not appreciate Anne-Marie implying that she was lonely and insecure all because she's single, especially because there are three divorced women sitting at that table. And Sutton explained that when she was married, that was when she felt lonely, because her husband was gone a lot, and when she was at home, he was sleeping a lot because he was always so busy with work. And even Garcelle confesses that the word lonely struck a nerve with her. Like, just because I'm single, that means I'm lonely and desperate. That's not fair. That's not fair to say. And Anne-Marie defends that, okay, she said some things out of anger, and there were many people that were angry about something, and she wasn't proud of what she said, and apologizes for calling Sutton lonely. And that's very much a non-apology, Anne-Marie. I'm sorry. Like Garcelle said, like, if that's how you apologize, then you could have kept that, because I'm not accepting it. And now she says she's sorry if the word lonely affected anyone. It's not really, it's not an apology if you use the word if, right? Because you did affect somebody with that, and now you know that it affected them. And Chris asked if Anne-Marie also apologized for using the word insecure in relation to her, and Anne-Marie waved her off, saying, like, we'll get to you, don't worry. Like, don't worry, we'll get to you later. It's like, ooh, this should not be good. And then, after that, she moves on to Crystal. She recalls meeting Crystal at a mutual friend's house during the holidays. And then Anne-Marie says that the first thing Crystal said to her was that the group of ladies were uneducated and very shallow. Which Garcelle says, damn. And I'm just wondering, like, well, we'll get to that. All right. And Crystal repeats, shallow and uneducated. And Sutton says Crystal already knows that Sutton herself is educated, so, like, don't drag her into that group. Like, I know that's right. So I'm like, I ain't in that. I know I'm not uneducated. And Garcelle says that they all are educated. And Crystal said that that was ridiculous that I would say something like that. And Dorit, but well, I'll get to that. Okay. Dorit via confessional says Crystal is nowhere near more educated than the other ladies. And this is where it gets to be a problem, because once again, Dorit is showing that she's not learned a damn thing from dealing with Garcelle. Her actual words were, "By the way, child bride, while you were busy getting married at 12, the rest of us were building businesses, graduating college, doing things, to educate ourselves." All right, let's run this down, shall we? Number one, child bride? Really? Is that how you view Crystal, considering she's Chinese? And like most people of Asian descent are considered child brides? Is that what you're saying? And very nice the way you attack her for marrying young and marrying someone around 20 years her senior. But Dorit, you're married to somebody that's much older than you. I don't know how old you got married. I don't know how you were when you got married, but don't act like you didn't marry somebody much older than you, okay? So you might want to chill out with that, especially with the whole child bride mess. And wait, first one was child bride, then the second one was nice of you to imply that she married young because she's married to somebody much older. Now, number 3. Crystal has a business herself running Real Coco. She's a co-founder of said company and it's still in business. What do you have, Dorit? I mean, what happened to your swimsuit business? What about your bridal gown business? What about you running the franchise of that Italian restaurant? How are those going? Are those still in progress or not? I'll wait. And number 4, and as far as you being educated, so let me get this straight. You claim to speak 4 languages, you traveled around the world with your modeling, yet you don't know any better how to speak to somebody that's not like you? Like you still have yet to grasp the concept of microaggressions. First it was Garcelle, and now it's Crystal. You seem to have a bad habit, Dorit, and you might want to take a long, hard look at yourself before you starting on someone not being as educated as you. Just saying. And then we get to the main question via Garcelle. Crystal, did you say these things? And Crystal says that she wouldn't say those very things to someone she has not, so someone that she just met, and she doesn't feel that way about the ladies. Okay. There have been, Crystal says via confessional that it's not true. She never said that. Now, producers brought up footage of when she was first meeting the ladies, and she was saying that while not savvy, these ladies are clearly not highly educated, and this was during her first season on the show. Okay, she said that, but this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion here, but it doesn't prove to me that she said those things to Annemarie. Like, she may have said it in her confessional, but that doesn't mean that she said it to Annemarie. So maybe she was telling the truth in that regard, but we'll never know. We'll never know for sure, because Crystal said that she never said it. Well, I guess she should have said that she never said those things to Annemarie, because she has implied those things before, just in confessional mode. Anyway, Annemarie tells Crystal to be honest about what she said about the ladies, and Crystal reiterates again she did not say those things. And there is more footage of her using the word violate and implying some women don't know certain big words, which Garcelle said, I know big words, okay? Chill out, girl. And Garcelle said the group already knew that Crystal thinks some of them are not as astute. Another big word for Crystal. Like Garcelle, excuse me. Annemarie continues on that Crystal said that the ladies were fake socialites and she was the only true socialite within the group. Erica wonders if it's a northeast, southeast type of thing. Like, who cares? And Sutton says, like, I know I'm a socialite and a real one, so I don't really care. You might want to add to that, Sutton, that you're not a fake socialite, but I hear what you're saying. Let's see. And via confessional, Dorit opens her mouth some more and says that Crystal could have said those things and that Crystal uses her high intellect as an excuse for not being interesting. Projection, perhaps, Dorit? Garcelle asks once again if Crystal said those things. And Crystal's now annoyed and especially offended that Garcelle, well, okay, maybe not just Garcelle, but the ladies are asking her this. And Crystal says that she had never said that she was a socialite, but a social person. And then Kyle adds that socialites she knows don't say out loud that they're socialites. Okay, point. What are you trying to say? Like, are you defending Crystal or discounting her? Like, I just don't know. And Annemarie says in her confessional that when she first met Crystal, she told her that all the girls were uneducated and shallow. And Annemarie thought it was crazy for her to hear this from someone that she just met 4 seconds ago. Yeah, so crazy that it might not be true. Now that she knows Crystal better, no you don't, and how she acts, it's very on brand of Crystal to do something like that. You still don't really know her like that, so how do you know what's on brand for her to do? Like, now you're just being judgmental. And then she continues on telling Crystal that she feels the need to make people think that she's better than them. Crystal denies that and asks for examples of how she does that. And I'm wondering, is people a code word for Annemarie to describe herself? Like, is she people? Is she the people? And she's projecting onto Crystal? Just asking. Sutton defends Crystal to Annemarie like, no, she doesn't. She does not do that. And Annemarie says that that's all she's seen. So you're judging based on what you see, what little you've seen of her? Like from the conversation and argument that you've had? And Crystal says that she only met Annemarie 6 times. Annemarie says that it doesn't matter because Crystal has shown that she feels like she's better than others. Okay. And again, Crystal asks I already said Crystal asks for examples of what Annemarie is accusing her of. And Annemarie says, like, right now, because she's not being honest. Okay, that doesn't even make sense, but okay. And Kyle says there's something about Annemarie that provokes Crystal, since the latter is usually reserved with her thoughts. Okay, once again, are we forgetting her first season when she and Sutton clashed? She didn't mince any words, and nor did she hold back her thoughts, okay? So we're just going to forget that? Okay. And she has never seen Crystal respond this way. Sure, Kyle, whatever you say. Kyle thinks that Annemarie and Crystal should talk to each other privately so she won't have to hear it. Yeah, like you really care. Crystal asked Dorit if she thinks that she would ever call herself a socialite. Annemarie interjects that it goes back to Crystal's insecurity. Crystal's like, I'm not talking to you right now. Let me ask Dorit a question. And Annemarie repeats that it goes back to Crystal's insecurity. And Crystal snaps back, yeah, says the girl who calls herself a doctor even though she's a nurse. Yikes. And Crystal says Annemarie talks about wanting to bring lightness and fun wherever she goes, but she's really antagonistic. And not to mention bringing the whole mood down. Annemarie accuses Crystal of being a hormonal teenager. Okay, now you're really reaching, but whatever. Sutton says, don't make the little people come out. Oh, Sutton. And Annemarie wants Crystal to give her a thank you for, number 1, giving her something to talk about, and 2, making her relevant. Girl, you wish. Making Crystal relative and giving her something to talk about? Okay. Here's a newsflash, Annemarie. You are on this very show the same reason the other ladies are. Because as a friend, either as a friend of, or because their husbands were infamous for something. Now, people like Garcelle, Kim Richards, and Denise Richards, on the other hand, they were already well known before this show. They were rich and had notoriety in their own right. What did you have, Annemarie? Exactly. So let's not get all beside ourselves, okay? And were it not for the show, we wouldn't know who you, Crystal, or whoever else were. So, and Annemarie delivers yet another non-apology, like, I'm sorry that you find my life so interesting. She has nothing to talk about except for me. Look who's talking. The person who brought up Sutton's esophagus 1, 2, or 3 times and had absolutely nothing to do with you, and you didn't even know the woman. So who are you to talk, sweetheart? And now you're accusing Crystal of being obsessed with you? Crystal's not thinking about you. If she's thinking about you, it's because you bring up something, like you provoke something in her. Like you want to provoke her into a fight. So other than that, nobody's thinking about you. Who cares? Dorit suggests putting a pin on this, and Annemarie warns the ladies not to take her kindness for weakness. Once again, no one's thinking about you. And even Crystal echoes my sentiments, which is, when have you ever been kind? Exactly. Well, so remember when Crystal says that Spain should be a restart? Yeah. And it's only their first night in Spain. Thank you, Annemarie, for bringing the mood down. Garcelle cannot sleep because she's scared to fall asleep, given that they're in a house that could be haunted. So she heads to Sutton's room and they talk a lot before they get their shut-eye. Daytime rolls around. Garcelle, like the respective ladies, talk to each other. Garcelle and Annemarie, Erica and Dorit, and Sutton and Crystal. Annemarie tells Garcelle she does not like being in confrontation or being in a bad place with people. Well, last night's conversation and the 2 episodes before that says different, but okay. And reiterates that Crystal was not being honest with the group. Sutton notes that Annemarie called Crystal a liar to the group. And Crystal does not believe that anyone really believes what Annemarie said. Well, Garcelle was wondering if you did say those things, and certain other ladies did have their confessionals about you insinuating that they were not educated, or that that you said something about them. So I wouldn't quite go that far, but yeah, nobody can say anything without proof. Let's see. And even Erica asked Dorit if she thinks Crystal called the group shallow and uneducated. And of course, Dorit doesn't believe Annemarie just is making this up. And even Crystal says that she wouldn't pull it out of nowhere. So both of you are of the opinion that Crystal could be lying? I mean, just go ahead and say it. Go ahead. And then Erica says that they all have said things about each other, and if they're so uneducated and shallow, then why is Crystal around them? Okay. Moving on, Erica brings up the update on the $750,000 diamond earrings. And it's happy news for Erica that the district court reversed the bankruptcy courses. Okay, the district court reversed the bankruptcy court's turnover order. And the court now is asking the trustee to provide proof that the earrings were bought with money from the client trust fund. And for some reason, Erica's using this story to single out Crystal and not dragging Garcelle into this, because last time I checked, both of them were telling Erica to give their earrings back to make the clients who could use the money feel whole. And Garcelle is still of the opinion that Erica should give the earrings back. Not just because it'll mean that she's guilty, but to help the clients out. Because they could really use the money. And plus, it'll be good karma for Erica. Let's see. Like, even Kyle says that many of the ladies doubted Erica. Well, you were also one of the people that called out Erica when she said that she didn't care about anybody but herself. So you're not entirely blameless, Kyle. So chill out. And that's all I got because there was just so much for me to review and recap. And all I remember was that Crystal wasn't feeling too well and that, she asked the driver to pull over because she was getting car sick. And Annemarie tended to her. And even Kyle has something slightly snarky to say to that. And Kyle still gets on my nerves. But we'll see what goes on in the next episode. This is my recap. Bye.